Hello YouTube, this is T Walker aka Tanner doing a video today about a mechanic in my system that I'm gonna run. And it is the Secrecy mechanic. Ooh. And you're probably thinking right now, what is he talking about? Okay, so at certain points in the game, the GM will give a player a secret. And now in my setting, this secret will most likely have to do with, forbidden magical knowledge, lost history, something that's, a little bit more than what you do in your bathroom for 2 hours. So, so the GM will give a single player, a secret to know, or something that he read or reads or something like that. And so the player has, and like I said, dealing with some sort of magical forbidden knowledge, something like that, something powerful, something big, something meaty that has to do with the storyline. So at this point, the player has two options. He can either tell the party, or he can keep the secret to himself. And right now you're thinking, why would a player ever keep a secret to himself besides to be a D-bag? And I'll tell you why. Because the mechanic in this system is that every time that player holds the information from the party in such a way that it puts the party in danger, the level, so to speak, of that secret will go up by 1. So let's do this. Say Bob the Rogue is given a secret. The GM gives gives the player or the character a secret to know and hold on to. And when it becomes relevant, and the party should really know this, otherwise they might, put themselves in harm's way because they don't really understand what's going on in the world. If Bob still chooses to hold on to that secret, boop, it goes to level 1. Alright, and so they survive that, and they get to another encounter where knowing this information could really be helpful, but Bob keeps it to himself. Boop, goes up to level 2. And it proceeds on like this until at one of these, critical junctures, Bob the Rogue chooses to tell the party the secret. Alright. Now the way this works in the setting is that certain pieces of knowledge, certain pieces of information have magical properties. Right? And when you contain these contain these pieces of information inside yourself, the longer they stay there, the longer they remain in only you, they grow stronger, they grow more powerful. However, in order to acquire their power, you need to release them, you need to say the secret, at which point you will gain access to however powerful they are. So mechanically, the way this works is, like I said, it's been going up levels. Each time Bob the Rogue has chosen not to tell the party what his secret is, or what the secret is that has to do with the storyline. And at, maybe at some critical juncture, he does. He tells the party. Now, whatever that secret's level is at, that is going to be a pool of skill dice. And I've talked about skill dice in another video, but pretty much what they do is they allow the player to kind of take control of the narrative in certain points and do really cool things. So skill dice are cool. So it gives Bob the Rogue a pool of skill dice equal to the level of that secret, which can come in handy if they are up against something very, very powerful, and Bob the Rogue is like, hey guys, by the way, you know how all this weird stuff's been going on? Well, guess what? I know why, and here's why. And he delivers to them the secret and gets all this magical power, aka the skill dice, and they last for a certain amount of time, and he gets to use them on whatever checks he would like. And that's pretty much it. That's the mechanic. So what it does is it encourages the players to keep secrets from each other, which I think is great. Because what they know that when they do, although it's putting the party in danger, later on it's giving them a chance to be more powerful and achieve a really truly magical result where maybe they're in a place where they shouldn't be, maybe they made a bad decision, took the wrong turn, and so letting loose the secret will really help them out. So that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think if there's any more, but I don't remember. What I really am trying to go for in this system is something, I want to make it darker, like creepier, more horror-esque, but not a completely horror game, but definitely have some weird elements to it. And I think the secrecy mechanic really adds to this, because people are uneasy about what they don't know, and this mechanic would encourage players to keep the other players in the dark, which would make them feel uneasy, as they should feel. So yeah, I guess I'll end with a question to you guys. What other type things, besides like setting and, description and building the mood in the setting, make a game creepy? Right? Love to hear your responses. Anyway, this has been T Walker, aka Tanner, talking about Secrecy.